Hello and welcome to Movers and Shakers. I'm Ken Miller. Today I'm joined by the Leavenworth County Clerk, Janet Klaczynski. Janet, thank you very much for coming in today.
Thanks,
This
Ken.
isn't the first time we've done this. Around election time, we always seem to have you in as a guest. So let's start talking a little bit about recent history. And I know last year there were some changes. We kind of anticipated that the election season was going to be topsy-turvy. It was a presidential year. That always adds a little bit of stress to everything. But talk first about the kind of turnout we saw in Leavenworth County. Was that a record turnout for the general last year?
Well, it wasn't a record, Ken, but we did reach almost 75%. We had almost 38,000 people vote in Leavenworth County.
Mm-hmm.
I contribute a lot of that to the advance voting, people receiving the applications that they could apply. Because percentage-wise, there was a higher percentage of people that voted advance instead of going to the polls.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I was impressed with the way it went last year. And our voter registration rolls, you know, we have over 50,000, and sometimes it's hard to remove people from the rolls unless you have justification that they've moved. So.
Right. And with the area being kind of a transient in nature because of military influence and all that, I would imagine it's pretty hard.
Mm-hmm. It is.
Yeah.
It is difficult.
Okay. All right, so moving forward in 2021, it's a so-called off year. I'm sure it never feels like an off year for you guys in the election office. We do have a couple of local races that have received a lot of attention. Lansing School Board here, locally obviously, and then I know Leavenworth City Commission and their school board to a certain extent. Let's start with deadlines to register first.
All right, Ken, our deadline is October 12th to register to vote. We will begin advance voting in the office, only at the county clerk's office this year, on the 13th, 8 to 5. We already have several hundred people that have applied to have a ballot mailed to them. Our office will not automatically mail out advance ballot applications, but we do have them online. There's a link online that you can go to apply through the state also.
Okay, so people can go to this link and they can basically download, print off, and then just bring that to your office.
Yes, or it can all be done through an email process.
Oh, okay, so you don't even have to come down to the office.
That's right.
Okay, great.
That is correct.
We will try to, when we put this video up, we'll try to put that link in the description of this video as well to help people find it.
Perfect.
Okay. All right, so in the city of Lansing and the county, there are going to be several ballot drop boxes available. And I remember you telling me, like, I think it was at the close of business on election day last year, they were going to be sealed somehow so that people couldn't try to put in ballots after the fact. So when do these ballot boxes, and I know we've got one over here outside of our community center, when are they open for business, so to speak?
We'll open them on the 13th, same day that advance voting begins, and we will close them the day before the election at 5 o'clock, except the one at the courthouse will remain open until 7 o'clock on election night. But it's too hard for us working the election to then feel that we have to go to all the ballot boxes throughout the county and gather those ballots at 7 o'clock. So that's why we close them really just for logistic purposes the day before.
Okay. And I think you kind of alluded to this a little earlier, but when we were using drop boxes last year, do you have any idea in terms of percentages, how much of the total vote was actually a drop box vote as opposed to somebody coming on election day or somebody mailing it in?
I don't know. I don't know percentage-wise. I do know that strategically, Lansing did really well with theirs. The city of Basser at the Basser Community Library has a drop box, plus at the courthouse. Those were used the most. We had noticed through advance voting last year. But we're pleased to have them all up. And I do feel that people take advantage of them because you don't have to put postage on it. to return that ballot, and it's pretty easy to drive up to a ballot box and put your ballot in it.
Sure. Now, we do still have continuing challenges because of the pandemic, and we're recording this towards the end of September. How are you, as the county election officer, prepping for the in-person vote on November 2nd? And by that I mean, how do you ensure the safety of your poll workers, people who are going to be working for you on election day?
Well, we're taking precautions as far as masks are available, shields are available if they don't want to wear the mask all day. We have the hand sanitizer that's available. But we are under tight restrictions also that we cannot require mask to be worn by a poll worker or someone coming in to vote. We also have, if someone is feeling apprehensive, one of the election workers can even take a ballot outside to their car.
Oh, okay. That's something new?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
did that last year,
Okay.
and really there was a lot of people that took advantage of that. If people did come down ill, whether it was with the virus or any other sickness, even on election day, they can come to the courthouse and we can take a ballot out directly to them, to their car, so that that voter does not miss the voting opportunity.
Okay. All right. Do you still need poll workers at this point, or am I too early in even asking that question?
No, I think it's a good question. Right now, we're in good shape. Of course, we're cutting down a lot compared to the number of election workers that we needed last year, just due to the turnout being smaller. So,
Would you, and I'm not trying to put you on the spot here, but would you ask people to strongly consider using a drop box to vote based on some of the things we just discussed? Trying to keep people maybe not socially distanced or masked up, but maybe not having as many people congregated together in a enclosed environment. There are options.
yes, there are options, and I really want to give that choice to the voters. And because some voters feel very strongly that they want to go to the polling place, where others are more concerned with health, with their health and safety, or the mere convenience. So I see both sides, and that's why we make those options available.
All right, I've got one last question, but I think I already know the answer to this. Do you have any concerns about the 2021 election cycle over these last few remaining weeks? I mean, compared to 2020, and I remember our conversation almost a year ago, I would think it's going to be a little less hectic, if for nothing else, because there are going to be fewer people voting.
That's exactly right, Ken. It's, last year seeing 75% turnout. Historically, which this is going to be sad, but historically I don't even see a 20% turnout in these city school elections. I think your question, though, is really good, though, because there has been a little more interest, it seems, in some of the political aspects of running, say, for 469 school district or the city 11, or really any of the school districts. So I do believe that that will generate a little more interest. But overall, I don't think that we'll probably see a 20%. So.
Okay, all right. I've been speaking with Leavenworth County Clerk Janet Klaczynski about the upcoming election. For Movers and Shakers, I'm Ken Miller.